David here from Donohue Consultancy. I'm going to show you some quick tricks you can do yourself to increase your Core Web Vitals score. Core Web Vitals is simply Google's way to score your website based on user experience, and it's broken down into 4 categories, which is performance, accessibility, best practice, and SEO. Today, our primary focus is going to be on the performance aspect, which is basically about the speed to load your website. Our goal here is to simply try and get a score of 90 plus in the desktop range, and for mobile we want to try to aim for around the 60-70 sort of range. The reason why is because mobile scoring is based off a 3G connection, which in Australia does not apply because we run 4G by default. Getting a score of over 90 plus would basically mean you need to jeopardize a lot of your mobile content. It's just simply not practical. If you look at some of the main websites who are the masters in e-commerce, you're looking at Kogan, JB Hi-Fi, places like that. You can also see, jump on and look at their mobile scores, and they're not very high at all. So if you're worried about that, check theirs, and yeah, you'll be a believer. So first things first, when you jump on your website, the biggest thing I always notice is everyone's banners, their banner images here are always way too big. So the golden rule is you want to have your banner images under 100 kilobytes. The other thing is you don't want to have too many. So I see people with 5, 6, 7 banners. Basically what that means is when your website loads, it's got to load up 7 huge banners, and that's going to make a huge impact on your Core Web Vitals score. So even if you had Core Web Vitals done by someone in the past, as soon as you change those images over and they're not compressed, you're going to change your rating by at least, sometimes I see up to 13, 20 points, which is massive. So just doing that one simple change can really impact your score. Now, once you've sort of changed those, make sure they're all compressed. As I said, golden rule, under 100 kilobytes. Basically, limit that down to 3, I recommend, maximum for your number of banners. The next thing you want to do as well is all your product images here. So you also want to download all of these images, and you want to compress them all and then re-upload them. Again, under 100 kilobytes. It's nice to have nice clean images for your customers to click on and view, but again, you need to be practical. If your customers are visiting your site and they're looking at products, they don't want to have to spend too long downloading the whole page, okay? So you're probably wondering, okay, how do I download all my images practically and compress them without spending too much time? So I use this tool here at Donohue Consultancy. It's called Mass Image Compressor from SourceForge. It's free. Basically, you can download all your products in here, and the tool will actually allow you to compress all your images. So you'll need this for Windows. It doesn't work on Mac, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. So this is a real easy, practical way to do it in bulk, and then you can re-upload all those product images. What will actually happen is you'll actually have on Google Search Console, it will say a certain number of pages need improving. This should fix all those issues that you've got. So just doing those 2 things alone will make a massive impact. Okay. The other common problem I see is that when you're actually browsing your categories, so what generally people forget to do is use pagination. Now, what does that mean? Basically, that means setting a limit to the number of products that display per page. So when you go visit a category page, basically it'll produce the results here. You want to make sure that you have this page 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably want to limit the number of products that are visible per page to around 24, 25 maximum. Failing to do that, what that's going to do is it's going to load every single product on the page. If you've got 100, 200, it's really going to slow that time to load. So the server's got to grab all those products, put it all on that page, and then it's got to download that onto your customer's computer or mobile device, and you're going to get penalized for that. So just make sure you do that change, so that way every single category page loads very, very fast. The other thing is, if your server provider allows it, try and host your product images in WebP format if it's supported. If not, try and stick to PNG. Okay. The last piece of advice I've got is the number of scripts you have on your website. So what will actually happen is every single time you load the web page, it's got to load these scripts from third-party websites, which is going to slow down your website. So what are these scripts I'm talking about? Generally, they're tracking tools, generally they're live chats, sales tickers, pop-ups, that sort of thing. So if you have those in the past and you're not using them anymore, or you're not sure if they're practical, please get rid of them, because that will make a huge impact on your score. Okay, the next thing quickly I want to show you is how do you know if it's time to build a new website. So if you go into it's called PageSpeed Insights here, you'll see here this best practices score. So best practices basically indicates, you know, whether your like your JavaScript libraries are up to date, and it will actually have a few other little things in here as well. So if you're getting a terrible score, that's a pretty good indicator that you probably need to upgrade your website here. The other thing is you'll probably see a lot of these, you'll see these two things a lot, eliminate render blocking resources. Generally, most of the time that relates to your website, the way it was designed. So if that's sitting at the top of the list here in your results, it's probably a good time to maybe reconsider, building a new website. So reduce unused JavaScript. When I was talking about scripts before, so usually it's sitting in here. All those scripts will take up a lot of resources. So if these two are sitting pretty high on the list when you get your results, it's probably a good reason to make a change. So we always recommend with our customers, we always recommend doing a refresh of your website every 2 years, just to sort of keep things up to date. And that's it. Thanks for watching.